So hey guys, I'm Yash Khanolkar and today I'm going to demonstrate DLIC Experiment 1 on design of inverting and non-inverting amplifier using a simulation software called as LTSpice. LTSpice is available freely on the internet, so you can download and install it there, and after installation you will find an icon LTSpice over here which you will double click on to open LTSpice, and an empty screen will open. To open a new file, go to file, new schematic, and you can open a new file. These all other tools which you will be using to build your circuit, and we want a new component, so we go to component. We want an operational amplifier, so we click OP, so you can see an OP07 pop up here which we can paste in the middle of the screen, and you can use escape to get out of the loop. And now we want to use the registers, so we go to R option over here, register, and then just use Ctrl R to rotate the register and paste it over here. And we want a bias compensation register across the terminal non-inverting, and we paste it over here. And we also want a feedback register R3, and we paste it across the feedback terminal over here. Yes, and escape. Now we want the voltage sources, so we go to components again and click P over where we can see a voltage source. We click on OK and we put it across the inverting terminal of the op amp. And we also put two voltage terminals V2 and V3 for the supply terminals of the op amp, and we can just shift their position a little bit up by using the track symbol. So yes, and we can just shift the circuit to a comfortable position. Yes, so now you just have to connect the components of the circuit using the connecting wire. So we can just drag the wire in short to connect the circuit, and this is how you can connect the pins of the circuit. We want a V out terminal, so we check V out here, and then we want a feedback terminal to the V out, and so we just join the feedback terminal to V out and also to the R1 terminal and here. Yes, and we want to connect V2 to the V2 and V3 to some supply terminals, and we also connect that. So yes, so our circuit is almost complete. Or the only thing we have to do is to put the ground pins, and we put the ground pins across the supply terminal also, and escape, and then we have to connect the ground pin now. So yes, in this case I will strongly advise you to place the label across V out and V in for making it easy to understand the V out and V in graphs. And we can go to enable net, and we can put net name as V out in this case. Click OK and just paste it here. Similarly, we go to again go to sorry, we can just go to net name, global net, go to net name, we can go to V in and OK, and place it across the voltage source. So now we have to change the value of the resistors, which I will be giving as 1k for both the terminals. Click on as OK. I will give a gain of 4.8, so I will need the resistor as 4.8k because R3 by R1 is the gain. I put it as OK. I want the supply voltage as 15 volt at both positive and negative ends, so V2 and V3 is 15 volt, and we have to provide a sinusoidal input to the inverting terminal, so we just right click here and go to advanced, check the sine option, and we don't want a DC offset to 0. Amplitude should be 1, so I'm putting 0.5 in this case. Frequency I'm going to put as 1k, clicking OK and just dragging it to a comfortable place. Yeah, So now I have to simulate this. Go to edit simulation command. We are doing the transient analysis, so I have to put the stop time, and I'm going to do it as 0.005. I'm going to paste it as it here, and then I'm going to simulate the circuit. I'm going to run this circuit, and I'm going to check a V in, and we can see that it is 1 volt peak to peak here. And check the V out, and we can see a gain of approximately 4.8 between V in and V out. And most importantly, we can see that the V in and V out are 180-degree out of phase with respect to each other. And you can also check the clipping saturation voltage by changing the value of the amplitude, which we will be keeping 5, because the clipping will be at 13.5 to 14 volts, which is like 27 volts peak to peak. And then again we can simulate this, run this, and find V out as 10 volts peak to peak, and V in as 10 volt peak to peak, sorry, and V out can find the clipped wave here at which is clipping at 14 volts approximately. So this is how we can find V in and V out and find out the gain of the circuit. And we can just save the circuit, and we can do the same thing for non-inverting amplifier. Just save the circuit, yes, and opening the file and opening the previous documents which we have made precisely non-inverting amplifier. So we check non-inverting amplifier, we see that the voltage source is on the non-inverting terminal, and we just run it now, simulate, run. So the same thing, 10 volt peak to peak, and 14 volts we can see as the saturation clipping voltage at the V out. And this is how it can be done for non-inverting amplifier. The only thing to check is that the V in and V out are 0 degree with each other, so they are completely in phase with each other. Now we are going to check the frequency response of the inverting amplifier. For checking the inverting amplifier, you go to file, you can open the previous files, and you will check that the thing which we had saved was draft 17. So we go to draft 17 and open this, and you can see the previous circuit which we had made. For frequency response, we just change the values to 1 and 25k at first, and we have to change the transient time also to a lower value, presumably 0.0004, and click OK, and we can simulate now. We can check V in, we can check V out, and we can clearly see that the triangular wave can be seen, which means that the threshold frequency has been breached, and which helps the V out lose its sinusoidal wave to become a triangular wave. Now we have to find the frequency at which the sinusoidal wave starts turning into a triangular wave. So I'm pretty sure that frequency was 8.25k. So we are just typing in 8.25k and checking the frequency response over here. Yes, so simulate run, and we again check the V in, we again check the V out, and we can see that the V out has started turning into a triangular wave, which is typical of the wave which has started behaving as a triangular wave. So now this is the point at which the frequency response occurs, 8.25k. And we can do this for even for other amplifiers like OP07 we are doing right now. So we can also do it for LM741, we can also do it for TL081, and the procedure which we follow in each of the case will be the same. Only the frequency value will change according to the nature of the amplifiers. And we can also perform DC offset to check the difference in saturation voltage which we can find in these three amplifiers. So we can just go to sign, and we can just change this zero value of DC offset into the value which is given in the datasheet of these amplifiers, and we can see that the slight change in saturation voltage is observed. Now for seeing all the V out values for a single value of V in, we can use the parametric sweep option. So for that we have to again turn the transient into 0.005. We have to again make the sign to its original value, which was 051k. Then we have to change this 1k and put it as a curly bracket, in curly brackets, as RA. Okay, then we go to the text option, and normally it is used to write the comments, but in this case we are using the spice directive. So then we just put it as dot step param, and we have to find a step parameter for RA. It starts from 1k and goes to 10k for an interval of 2k. Yes, so we go to OK and just paste it here. Now we can simulate and run the circuit, and you will see the difference. Now you can see for a single value of V in, there are multiple values of V out, so we get a multicolored V in wave here. And when we tap on V out, you can see the different V out values we get for a single value of V in, and you also see the clipping wave here and how the different values of V out differ from a single value of V in. So this is all about the parametric sweep which we get for the inverting circuit. You can get the same for a non-inverting circuit following the same procedure. And this is all for the design of inverting and non-inverting amplifier. And it was a pleasure presenting the video to you, and thank you for watching the video.